Hey, it's Adrian, and today I have Blink's brand new Sync Module XR. Now, the Sync Module XR is compatible with all of Blink's previous cameras and devices. However, if you have Blink's Outdoor 4 camera or the Outdoor 4 floodlight camera, you have a unique benefit. And that benefit is that when you put this in their extended range or extended range plus mode, you can install the Outdoor 4 camera up to 400 feet away. However, this system is not perfect and there are some significant drawbacks. So let's take a closer look at the Sync Module XR, and especially if you have the Sync Module 2, to see if it's actually worth the upgrade or not. In the box, we have the brand new Blink Sync Module XR manual USB Type-A to Type-C cable to keep it powered on and power brick. So what if you have the previous Blink Sync Module 2? Is it worth upgrading to the new Blink Module XR? Well, one of the changes is design. So you could see just how much larger the Sync Module XR is compared to the Sync Module 2. Now, this does have more functionality, which we will test to see if it's worth the upgrade. Now, if we take a look at how these are powered, so this uses USB Type-C, which is a welcome update since everything just kind of uses that. And this is still using micro USB, which is pretty dated. Now, on the side, this takes USB drives or, flash drives, thumb drives, and then this takes micro USB cards. Another welcome change because the card will sit inside of a unit. You won't have anything sticking out because depending on the size of the flash drive you have, you would always have this sticking out of your Sync Module 2. The new Sync Module XR still accepts up to 256 gigabytes of local storage, same as with the Sync Module 2, so no upgrade there. And you can also pair up to 10 devices on the Sync Module XR, same as with the Sync Module 2, so no updates there as well. What has changed is that the Sync Module XR has this XR and XR Plus mode, so an extended range and an extended range plus mode. And what these modes do is they allow you to place specifically the Blink Outdoor 4 camera further away from the Sync Module than you could do with the Sync Module 2. Now, if you don't own the Blink Outdoor 4 camera, this is really not relevant or necessary for you to upgrade to because a lot of the benefits are only if you own that Outdoor 4 camera. I want to share my setup process using the Sync Module XR because I review a ton of Blink devices and this gave me the most amount of headache. Now, one thing to note is that you may assume that once you add the Sync Module XR, all of your Blink devices will automatically be paired with this. That is not the case. I have the Sync Module 2, and when I tried to add the Blink Outdoor 4 camera to the Sync Module XR after I added this in the Blink app, it told me the Outdoor 4 camera was already registered to an account. So I had to go to the previous Sync Module, the Sync Module 2, delete this camera from there, then I could add it here, which means I had to remove the back from this, scan the QR code, to add it to this. And if you have your cameras installed kind of high, that means you're getting on a ladder. It's such a silly system that it's not automatically, kind of paired or married. So once I got over that headache and it was, correctly added under the Sync Module XR, I went into the camera network setting, which is where you're going to be able to switch between, Wi-Fi working mode, XR mode, and XR plus mode. And there was no option to pick XR or XR Plus. There was just no camera network setting there. So I followed Blink's troubleshooting step. It says, delete the camera again and reinstall it, which I did, a major pain. It still wasn't there. I uninstalled the Blink app and reinstalled it. The setting was still not there. What actually worked for me was I had to log out of the Blink app completely, log back in, and then the feature appeared. So if you're having any type of headaches or issues like I was, try doing that. Just log out of the Blink app, log back in, and see if that solves your issues. Let's talk about some of the drawbacks I mentioned at the start of the video if you get the Sync Module XR and you pair it with the Blink Outdoor 4 camera. And just so that we're all on the same page, the Blink Outdoor 4 camera and the Blink Outdoor 4 floodlight cameras will work perfectly fine with the Sync Module 2. There's no issues at all. So the extended range and the extended range plus working modes that allow you to place the Outdoor 4 camera further away only applies to the Outdoor 4, which is why they're bundling it right now with the Sync Module XR and no other cameras are being bundled. So in the Blink app, if you go into the camera settings for the Outdoor 4 camera, you have 3 options under camera network. You can set this to operate in Wi-Fi mode, which is how it would operate if you had this connected to the previous Sync Module module too. But there's two additional modes, which is the XR mode and XR plus mode. Now in the XR mode, you can place this up to 250 feet away from the sync module XR, but it's really going to depend on, if you have clear line of sight, if it's going through multiple walls, what material is the wall made of, is it brick, is it wood, etc. Now, one thing to note is that anytime you put this in XR mode, it is going to drop the video quality to 720p, which means it's going to be harder to make out, sharp details or, have a clear image if the subject is further away from the camera. And if you think about it, the best case scenario of keeping this in Wi-Fi mode, you're going to get 1080p video. But if you drop down to 720, well, that's maybe acceptable for you. It's not really for me. I don't even think they should be offering 1080p in 2024, but that's a determination you're going to have to make. But what if you need to place your camera more than 250 feet away? Well, you're going to have to put it in the XR plus mode. And when you do that, the video quality drops, dramatically. You're getting 360p video quality in that case. And that's really abysmal video quality because, unless a subject is very close up to the camera lens, you're not going to be able to make out a lot of detail at all. And I'll put a video overlay here to show you what 1080p looks like, 720p, and 360p, so you can get an idea of what kind of hit you're taking in video quality when you go between these different modes. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, it's not that big of a deal to drop to 720p or 360p. And yeah, maybe for some of you, you won't care about the video quality. Maybe you just want this to function or act as a motion detection type of tool, because if you have a really large property, say like a farm or something like that, you may just want to be notified with an alert on your phone that, hey, motion was detected. Maybe it's a delivery guy leaving something at your mailbox, and then you just have to make the really long drive down to your mailbox. Yeah, in that case, this will be perfectly fine. But there's even more drawbacks. So the other drawback is that with the sync module XR, you can only have 2 of the Blink Outdoor 4 cameras paired to one sync module XR. So what does that mean? Well, if you have 4 of these cameras and you want them, north, south, east, west on your property, you will have to buy 2 of these sync module XR units. The other thing is that what if you just need to put one camera, kind of close to your house and another one really far out? You may think, well, hey, I'll put one camera in XR mode up to 250 feet away, and then I'll get 720p video, and I'll put the other camera really far away, and I'll deal with that 360p video. Well, that isn't the case, because with this system, both cameras have to be either in XR mode or XR plus mode. There is no mixing and matching. All right, let's enter the bonus round of limitations. So what if you have 6 of these cameras? Well, that is not going to work, because according to Blink, you can only have a max of 2 sync module XRs to any one Blink account. Why is that? I have no clue. But basically, based on that limitation, you could have 2 of these, and each one of these could have 2 cameras, so you can have a max of 4 outdoor cameras. Again, just a ton of limitations when it comes to, how many devices, the way you can use the working modes, the video quality. It's just really not, making this look very attractive to me. Unfortunately, I don't have a really large property, so I was only able to test the Outdoor 4 camera up to 125 feet away. So it definitely wouldn't, let me connect to this just using the Wi-Fi working mode. I had to put it in XR mode, and at 125 feet away, the camera did, connect. It did show me a live view at 720p, so it did work. But when I looked in the Blink app, the actual signal strength in XR mode was 1 bar. It was red, like it wasn't even yellow, it wasn't green, it was 1 bar red. And all the signal had to do was make it through one door, just my front door. And I made sure I stood in front of my front door all the way across the street on the sidewalk. So, it's almost clear line of sight with just a door in the way. So I really have huge reservations that you can get up to 400 feet away, even with clear line of sight and nothing in the way. And if you have a brick wall, well, it's probably gonna be even worse. And looking at the reviews that I did online, a lot of people are saying, you can probably get 100 to 200 feet, even in the XR plus mode. So your mileage will really vary depending on, the type of material in your walls, how many walls it has to go through, and if it can even have clear line of sight. So just keep that in mind. To access the XR and XR plus working modes, when you're taking a look at your Blink Outdoor 4 camera, tap on the 3 little dots here and then go down to device settings. In device settings, you're gonna tap on general settings, and then you're going to scroll down to network. And under network, there's this option here called camera network. You could switch it between Wi-Fi and extended range. So if you go into this, this is where you can just leave it on Wi-Fi if the outdoor 4 camera will be very close to the sync module, like, you know, in your home or just outside your home. And then you could put it to the extended range, or XR, up to 250 feet away, and it is going to drop the quality to 720p. And you can also put it to the extended range plus, or XR plus. You could place it up to 400 feet away. Video quality will drop to 360p. By the way, you can save clips directly to the Sync Module XR or the Sync Module 2 by putting in a micro USB card or a USB drive without having to pay for the monthly cloud plan. Now, if you don't get the monthly cloud plan, there are some drawbacks to that, which I've covered in a video up here. So you can take a look at that and decide if you want to get the plan or just stick with local storage, or maybe you want to have both of them. So is it worth getting the Sync Module XR over the Sync Module 2? And for a lot of you, I don't think it's actually worth the upgrade to the Sync Module XR, because both of the Sync modules allow you to have up to 10 Blink devices, and both of them allow you to have up to 256 gigabytes of storage. Now, the notification speed on here is slightly quicker in terms of when you press a notification and it pulls up the video, but it's really not a reason to upgrade if you were perfectly fine with the speed on the Sync Module 2. But keep in mind, there really are a ton of limitations like I showed. If you put this in the XR mode, which lets you place this up to 250 feet away, you're taking a drop in video quality of 720p. And if you need to place this even further out, you put it in the XR Plus mode, the video quality drops to 360p, which is not really, usable video. I also encountered significant headaches getting the cameras that were previously paired under the Sync Module 2 under the Sync Module XR. So if you don't want to go through that kind of headache and hassle, getting on ladders, taking cameras down, scanning QR codes, I would say just go ahead and skip the Sync Module XR. It's really only made for the outdoor 4 camera, which is why they tell you you're really only going to get that benefit. All of the other cameras in the lineup right now don't actually get that XR compatibility. Maybe future models will, but as it stands right now, this is really not a worthwhile buy unless you really care about the outdoor 4 camera range. But I will leave links down below to pick up the brand new Sync Module XR if you have a bunch of outdoor 4 cameras and it makes sense for you because you do want to place them further out or use them for notifications. I hope I answered all of your questions about Blink's new Sync Module XR and how it works with the outdoor 4 camera. But if there's anything I missed or if anything is unclear, just leave your questions in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It truly does help me out as a growing channel and I really do appreciate it. And if you like tech in general, check out some of my other tech reviews. I review a variety of different tech on here. I'm sure you'll find something you like and I hope to see you in the next one soon.